The year is 2007. The day, January 9th. Steve Jobs and Apple have just revolutionized the world like nothing before. They have just released the device, the first iPhone. This device will lead a way for displays like nothing before. This revolution would not be possible without a few key parts. The part that may overlook is the display. Over the next 13 years, displays would undergo a change that would barely be a glint in the eyes of those who produce the technology, many of which will end up in everyday use if they haven't already. Over the past 5+ years, I have been doing research and working with each type of display in my own. And along with that, computers and displays is a passion of mine. After this speech, all of you should be able to make a more informed choice on what type of display will suit your needs and which one to get on your next purchase of a display. Over the course of the speech, I'll talk to you and inform you on 3 different technologies and terms used when talking about displays. These 3 different technologies and terms will be the difference between LCDs and LEDs, the different types of backlights, the different types of panels and their advantages, and variable refresh rate technology. On to the first main point. The difference between LCD and LED is quite big, even though they sound very similar. LCD, or liquid crystal display, according to Seth Kingding in the article OLED versus LED TVs from 2021, is a solution of liquid crystals sandwiched between 2 panes of glass with transistors which put a pulse of electricity through, which allows for them to change their alignment and let light through, which is produced by the LEDs, which are set up in an array. The LEDs come in 3 different arrays. There is the edgelit, which is only on the sides of the display. There is direct lit, which goes all around the back of the display, but it's only about 12 or so LEDs. And then there's a full array, which can be up to hundreds, if not thousands, of LEDs that comprise the entire back of the device. Then there's also OLEDs, which is organic LEDs, which do not need the LCD panel at all. Now that you know the different types of the backlighting, there is the types of panels which are used. There is the different types of panels have different advantages and different disadvantages. The first is the TN, or twisted pneumatic, which according to ViewSonic in the article What is an IPS Monitor? Different Computer Panels Explain from July 2019, a TN's advantages are it's cheap to produce and it's fast refresh rate. The disadvantages, though, is it has poor color reproduction and poor viewing angles. For an IPS, its advantage, which is a in-plane switching, its advantages are good color reproduction and good viewing angles. However, its disadvantages are that it does not have a fast refresh rate, and it has what is called an IPS glow, where when you turn it on, there will be a bit of light seeping through the LCD panel. The next type is a VA, or vertical alignment. It has good contrast, good viewing angles, but its disadvantages are when you look at it from an off angle, there's an off color shift where a color may look a bit different. And it also does not have as fast of a refresh rate as the TN panel. The last one is an OLED, where it has good on every single aspect. It's good color reproduction, good viewing angles, good refresh rates, good contrast. The major downside, though, is the price on it. Now that you understand the different types of panels that there are, we can talk about the variable refresh rates, which will sync up the refresh rate of your monitor to the source that is inputting to it. And variable refresh rate technology, however, is not unified in its development, as there are 2 companies, AMD and NVIDIA, which are producing the 2 different technologies, which is FreeSync and G-Sync respectively. According to the Sami Haji Assad in the article G-Sync and FreeSync, What You Need to Know from February 2021, G-Sync is a bit more premium, having extra features such as blacklight motion blur, and low frame compensation. FreeSync, on the other end, however, does not have these features on its basic version, but has them on their premium version, but in general is more open source, more readily available, and has been adopted by the market so far a lot more than G-Sync has. And when it comes to using G-Sync or FreeSync, it doesn't quite make too much of a difference which one you use, as according to the article Ultra High Temporal Resolution on Visual Presentations using Game Modders and G-Sync from 2018 by Posse and others, they found that using a higher refresh rate and some sort of a variable refresh rate technology will end up letting you see small little details in whatever sort of media you were using that you otherwise would not have seen. And now that you guys know, now that all of you know about these different technologies, you should be able to make a more informed choice and decision on your next display. Over the course of the speech, I have let you guys know, or let all of you know about the three different technologies using displays. These would be the backlight, the different types of backlight, the different types of panels, and variable refresh rate technology. In knowing about the different types of panels, you should be able to make a better choice and more informed choice on the next display you buy.